Hello, welcome back guys. Welcome back to a brand new video of Mighty Ghost Hack YouTube channel. So guys, this video will be the continuation of previously uploaded video. Here on the screen you can see and the previous video which was getting too long. So I cut that video into two parts. Here the first part is already uploaded, and if you haven't watched that then you must check that video, because in that video I show in practically how you can achieve the lazy loading of component. And finally in this video we will see the different way of passing data in between lazy loading of component and how we can retrieve it back to the parent component. So without talking too much, let's get right on it. Alright, right now Visual Code Editor is open. First I will run and explain to you its uses, because writing it from the beginning it make a video too much lengthy. Alright, project is open. Let me explain to you one by one. First, let me show you the app component HTML file. Now here everything is same except the dialog line. I will explain in just a few minutes. Right now, see the button click action event. On click event, this function get lazy1 and get lazy2 will get called. Let's check those function as well. Here, if you watch the previous video, then you guys also know for creation of lazy loading of component, these three lines are efficient. And a new thing here is the child lazy1 variable, and it's containing the object. So for passing data from one component to another lazy loaded component, we use this way. Simply focus what I say, passing data from one component to another lazy loaded component. And similarly, you can use the same way for passing data from one lazy loaded component to another lazy loaded component. Now let's see from where lazy1 variable are appear. Now you can see here I just created a child lazy1 variable as a view container reference type, and we need to create a view container reference type of variable because it going to hold the same type of object, so both must be the similar. That's why I created its type as a view container reference. Here first we pass an object of lazy loaded component by using the instance keyword, and it going to hold in child lazy1 variable. Lastly, pass into message variable, which is a defined variable in lazy loaded component. Let me show you the message variable in lazy loaded component. You can see here message variable is defined, and lastly going to render it is in HTML. So first let's see it's going to pass or not. Alright, it's rendered properly. Let's try again by changing its value. Alright, see it's working properly. So this is the one way to pass the data from one component to another lazy loaded component, or lazy loaded component to another lazy loaded component. Now see, can we use the service variable to pass the data in between different lazy loaded component? So what I mean to say, can we use the service variable into lazy loaded component? For that, let's move into lazy1 component. So here I already injected the service. All we need to just uncomment the line which is in from the ng on init. First, let me show you the data which we going to pass by opening the service file. Here you can see the message variable which hold the hey there value. Now let's back to the lazy1 component. and uncomment this line. Now save and check again. Alright, it's also working fine. Let's try again by changing its value. Now let me type a channel name. Also guys, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, it's worked. So far we see the data passing. Now let's see into the retrieval part. So how we going to receive it from the lazy loaded component? For that, first see it's working by clicking on the lazy 2 button. Now see, lazy 2 component are loaded lazily and it contain the another button, and it will simply open the dialog, and here the dialog which is going to open are also loaded lazily. So this is just an concept of nested lazy loading. So let me show you all it before we jump into the retrieval part. So let me open the network tab and also let me refresh. Now after click action, you can see the two main lazy component are reflected in the network tab. Now when I click on the open dialog button, see on the network tab it also load the another lazy loaded component. So basically it is a nested lazy loaded component as I had told you before, and we have already seen in the previous video how you can going to achieve it. So you can watch that video by clicking on the I button. Also I will provide the link in the description as well. Now move into the retrieval part. See the dialog value is going to change based on the user action. Let me show you again. Here if the user click on the install button, then the dialog value change to the true, and for cancel it will be the false. So this is what we will going to see how to retrieve the value from the lazy loaded component. Now we will take a look into the get lazy 2 function. So far we look into the get lazy one. Now look into the get lazy 2 function. Now here on this function first three lines are same for the rendering of lazy 2 component on the browser, and by including the last two line which is also the same which we seen in the get lazy one function for the passing an input to the lazy loaded component. Now open dialog and select option are going to pass as an input into the lazy 2 component. Let me show you the message variable which is declared on the lazy 2 component as well. Now after that, this line is just an example for an emitter that we commonly use to get an output from another component. So if you are familiar with the output decorator, then mostly we are going to use the output decorator example, and which are work in both cases. So this output method emitter technique will work the same in the lazy loaded component as well. Now let me show you the lazy 2 component first. The message which we pass as an input we will going to render on HTML. Now here on the click of open dialog function, the dialog is open and which will load the another lazy loaded component. And in this function also the importing part is same. And here we not use the view container reference method. Now you might be asking why we are not using here. Let me again explain you. View container reference is just an another container and which is going to hold the different view, and lastly it going to render on our DOM. So those part going to be done by the dialog itself, which provide us the functionality, so we don't need to write those line again. Now talking for output here, also you can get the output with the help of event emitter and the output decorator. both will be the use. But the Angular material dialog box provide us the feature, so we don't need to use the output decorator in this. Now the value which we getting from the Angular material dialog box are simply going to be emit from this function, and which is going to be catch into the outer component, which is an app component where the event emitter is subscribed, and in that I am simply holding that value into the another variable and render it into the HTML. So hope you get it. Let's check again on the browser. Now at least you will able to understand how it's going to be work. So far you may understand how you can easily can pass and retrieve the data from the lazy loaded component and the nested lazy loaded component as well. So this is it for this video, and if you have any doubt you can comment, and lastly don't forget to like, share and comment with your friend. Till then, bye.